to see you too. Yes. Hello, YouTube. Okay. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Today should be a very quiet and peaceful. YouTube is live right now. Yes. Okay. And those people on YouTube, you know the drill. You gotta give a like. Okay. And my Facebook guys are giving me huge blasts of likes, and I really appreciate this. Okay. Yep. Yes. Okay. So far, good evening to you too. Okay. Oh, Kenny, I can see you giving me lots of likes. Thank you. Okay. Kenny supported Kate Lou yesterday with a purchase of EV Su. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes, Master Chief, good to see you. You know, we call Master Chief Sean. Okay, I'll call you Sean next time. Thank you. Okay. BK, good to see you too. Kate Lu sung already. Okay, Kate Lu sung on Facebook channel, and Kate Lu sung a lot on the Facebook side. Okay, she's in Korea right now, and she did a lot of singing. Today she sang Bruno Mars "I'll Be Your Man" or something like that. Yes. Mr. Lu, good news or bad news today? That's so you gotta listen to know whether it's good news or bad news. Okay. Yes. Cool. Yes, Eugene, good to see you. Ashton, Wei Sing, good to see you. Yes. Okay. I like every video in your YouTube channel. Thank you. Okay, thank you. As usual, half of you all in YouTube give a like. Please give 100% like. Chilin, good to see you too. Okay. Yes, Sean, good to see you. Mindy, good to see you. Yes. Okay, very good. Grace, good to see you too. Okay. Anybody strike 5 million? I was told that in thank you, Sean. I was told that in US there is a $1 billion lottery which someone actually struck. Okay, 1 billion. I think after tax you probably left with $500 million. That's still some incredible amount of money. Yes, Michael, good to see you. Yes. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. So good news: if market crash, buy more. Market rise, or investor earn also. Yes, maybe that's a very positive way of thinking. Okay. All right. Good. So the topic that I have today is a topic about. There are two parts to it. Okay. One is a main part of it, and the other one is about the stock market. Sorry, the second one is about CPF. Okay. So yes, about 50% tax on the lottery wins. Okay. So what I wanted to share with you today is a two-part one. One is on the idea of, is there a recession? What's the impact of the possibility of recession? And next one is on CPF. There's a lot of call recently, especially by the opposition party, to increase the interest rates on CPF. Is that actually a good idea or a bad idea? So I'm going to share that part as well. Okay, challenging on both sides. There's a lot of people on Facebook who went to YouTube to give a like. I really appreciate this. Okay, yes. So okay, so if you guys are ready, let me know you're ready and I'll start. Okay, this is my top 196 top. Wow, and 196 is quite a lot, right? 196 top already. Okay, sometimes I miscalculated and things like that, but it's around there. And the usual disclaimer, I didn't ask you to buy or sell. Okay, whatever I share with you tonight is not an advice for you to buy or sell stocks. It's my prediction on macroeconomics and things like that. Maybe here I talk a little bit about some macro. You notice that there are some people, there are some investors that are very good in analyzing individual stocks and telling you which stocks to buy, which stocks to sell. Okay, and very interestingly, I found that what I'm good at, okay, and what I'm not good at, and it's very important for us to know what we are good at, what not good at. In entrepreneurship, I know what I'm good at. For example, I'm usually not very good at running very, very big company. I have run big companies before. I don't think I enjoy that. I like to run mid-sized to small companies and things. I don't like to run operations. I like to run marketing. I like to run business development and things like that. So all of us have strengths and weaknesses, and you got to find out what you're good at and not good at in stock market and investment as well. So I realized what I'm really good at. Okay, I'm really good at predicting macroeconomic trends. I'm not good at analyzing individual stocks, how good your move and things like that, which I think most of us are not. So because of my economics training, and as economists, as in some sense, a practicing economist by looking at trends and so on, I actually could sense macroeconomic trends a lot more accurate than some of the other people, and that's my forte. Okay, all of us got different strength. So let's recognize each of our strength and apply that into our stock market investments as well. And some people are very good in property market, and I'm not. So I avoid it. But doesn't mean that there are no people who make money in stock market, in the property market. Yes. Good evening. So many people who say hello to Mr. Lu. I really appreciate this. And as usual, those people on YouTube, give a like. And if you have to log in order to give a like, please, log in to give a like. Okay, log in your Google account to give a like. I really appreciate that. That will go a lot into promoting the video. If you notice, the number of likes is usually half of that number of audience. It's a YouTube algorithm. Facebook is also more complicated. Okay, the way I look at you, think good news. I'm not usually a total bearer of good news. Okay, but tonight I would say that the news is more towards good news, so you want to listen to it. So for those who just came in, I'm going to talk it's a two-part talk. Want to talk a little bit about whether indeed recession is coming or not, and second one is about CPF, whether the recent calls from many of the opposition party and from some people, I want to increase interest rate so high in the market, how come your CPF increase interest rate? Is that a good idea or bad idea? I'll talk about that as well. So the CPF part is the end of the talk. The beginning one is stock market, because that's more pressing at this point in time. Okay, I give a lot of stock market talk because I think the world of stock market, there's a lot of emotions involved, and I want to calm certain nerves. Okay, and that's where I'm coming to. Okay, I'm going to give a talk tomorrow about a concept called FIRE, FIRE, FIRE. It is called the short form is called FIRE, but the full word is financially independent, retire early. I want to ask everybody. I want to do a kind of straw poll. Have you ever heard of this concept called FIRE? Okay, ever heard of this concept called FIRE? Anybody say yes, 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 or no, no, no? Okay, so I know. Okay, FIRE. Have you heard of this concept called FIRE? Okay, it's no shame if you have not heard of it. I just want to know, so that tomorrow when I give the talk, I know where to, yeah. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, yes. A few hours ago, yes. Okay, no. ST, no. Okay. New, yes. Chunyao, yes. Of course, Chunyao. Chunyao, good to see you again. So far, yes. Audrey, yes. Yes. Surprising. Quite a lot of people have seen it. Okay. Read it somewhere. No. Okay. Invest. Calvin, learn investing. Do that. Okay. Don't know. Yes. Alex, you're listening. Hi, my friend Alex. Oh wow. I feel honored that some very big shots are all listening to my channel nowadays. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Good. So the next question is, are you a believer of FIRE? Are you a believer of FIRE? And I explain for those people who have not heard of it, it's okay. But for those who have heard of it, are you a believer of FIRE? Are you a believer of FIRE, or the FIRE concept? I want to see some yes, 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 no, no, no. Are you a good evening, Su-Ching, to you too? Okay. Are you a believer of FIRE? Yes. Seen that from 165 group. Don't know. Yes, no, 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 yes. Okay. Yes, yes, I am. Chun Yao, yes. Retirement is relative, in my opinion. Okay. No, no, wow. But you say of FIRE, yes, I'm a believer. I think, I think it's about 50-50. I think I do believe in improving our financial literacy. Okay. I think it's about, my guess is about 50-50. Okay. All right, good. Okay. I think this is a very important talk. I think one of the newspaper actually interviewed me a lot. And I stated quite categorically, he's asked me that 1865, is it the same as FIRE? I say this, okay? The 1865 movement is superficially the same and fundamentally different from FIRE, okay? And I, Lu Cheng Chuan, is a big disbeliever of FIRE. Huge disbeliever of FIRE, okay? And the words I say was inflammatory, and some people in my 1965 group got offended when I actually said something against the fire, okay? And tomorrow I shall take some risk, okay? Some risk of drawing this out. Yes, okay, so I have no issue with the word financially independent. I got issue with the word retire early, okay? So therefore, I want to talk about it. I want to dispel the myth that 1965 is the same as fire. It is absolutely not the same as fire, okay? And I'll talk about it tomorrow. So that's my talk for tomorrow, okay? It's potentially inflammatory. You offend some people, okay? But you know, this is my channel. I want to talk whatever I talk is up to me, right? Okay. So yes, yeah. So tomorrow you didn't receive. Anybody have problem receiving the slides? Anybody have problem receiving the slides on Facebook? Okay. You should not have problem receiving the slides, my guys. You all got the slides on Facebook. If you have problem receiving the slides, go to YouTube channel and get it. Okay. On that note, I want to segue also and say this, okay? Yeah. You also don't believe in the retirement early, right? Yes. So, okay, so moving forward, okay, some people got it, okay? Moving forward, my finance related talk will be less on Facebook and more on YouTube, okay? Less on Facebook, more on YouTube. And there's a simple reason why, okay? And it's not that I want to my followers in my audience, not followers, our audience in Premium Mall is that remember Premium Mall is essentially you know, a shopping channel, okay? Increasingly now we have got now a Korean, you know, team, and then we've got a Europe team and things like that. Sometimes one day got three shows and things like that, you know. It's very irritating. So I think moving forward we'll have more of the finance talk in YouTube alone. That day you might have missed out. That day I gave a talk called Brace Bad News, Brace for Impact, and I only spoke on YouTube. Okay, I only spoke on YouTube. It's because, you know, the channel was being hijacked by Kate Lu in Korea and her team right now. So therefore, I think it's only right that you know, I'll try to give B back her channel for shopping, to enable the ladies to do her shopping. And for the men, you know, I'll encourage you to have not just men. For people who are not talk about finance, I'll talk more on YouTube. So this is my YouTube channel. This is my YouTube channel. It's called 1M65. Okay. For those on Facebook, you can type 1M65 YT plus 1, 1M65 YT plus 1, and you jump to my YouTube channel, and you please hit subscribe and like, and there's a bell there as well to hit. And if you don't do that, then you don't get the alerts and things like that. Okay, so I hope 1M65 YT plus 1, I will still talk, but it will be a bit less. Okay, it'll be a bit less. Yeah, we should not hijack Premium Mall channel too much. Yes, I agree. Okay, so 165 YT plus 1, you will forgive me. Brave Spender, try not to disturb everybody with some of the thing. I will block you on YouTube. Okay, one more from you. I will block you. Okay. Sometimes there are some of these people that come in and disturb the channel. I will. Okay, thanks. Okay, so pardon me. Okay. So I think I've stated. Okay, let's go into the talk proper. In a nutshell, on the question of recession, I don't think a recession will hit US and I will hit Singapore. Okay, and if you said that's all I need to hear from Mr. Lu, you can off it right now. You can go back to your sleep or whatever and do your stuff. I'm going to talk a lot more on the stock market implication, and I explain to you why I think the stock market trends are going and things like that. Okay. Yes. So, thank you, moleculars. Okay. So therefore, the main reason why I think that the recession is not going to hit US is because there is a stunning job market report just came out yesterday. Stunning, okay? And the job in US increased by 500,000 in July, okay? Much better. You know how much better? Okay? It was double what the economists expected. Okay, and that was very important because there was a lot of stock market bears. Stock market bears means that these are people where they constantly believe that the whole market is going to crash, and find all the reasons to believe that why it's going to crash. So a lot of people believe that a recession is coming. Okay, so when there was a real inflation, they say that inflation is going to cause the stock market to crash. And then now that they believe that recession is coming, they think the recession could stock market crash. And what is worse is that earlier this month there was a report that came out and showed that there was indeed, okay, now a 2 quarters negative GDP growth. That means the GDP actually declined by 2 quarters. And as an economist, it is often a strong indication with 2 quarters of negative GDP is called a recession. Okay, but then President Biden came out, Jerome Powell from the Federal Reserve also came out, and then Janet Yellen came out as well. These are like the finance minister of US. They all came out and said, no, this is not a recession. 2 quarters of negative GDP is not equals to recession because the job market is freaking hot. Okay, and indeed they were right. Okay, the job market was so hot, and this had a lot of stock market implications. Huge implications of stock market. Those who just came on YouTube, please give a like. Okay, please give a like each. Now, so therefore, although the US stock market US economy has 2 quarters of negative GDP, it's not in a recession, because a recession is measured not just by GDP growth. One of the main thing is whether there is a job market decline, but the job market is red freaking hot. Yeah. So therefore, the good thing is that as US is our major trade partner with Singapore, I think as an export market, I think it's the 3rd or 4th largest. It's very unlikely that with a US market not in a real recession, unlikely Singapore will kena recession. Okay, so we probably will all be safe. So I think that part we should feel comfortable, and thank God for it. Okay, because recession is never comfortable. Okay, recession is never comfortable. And in fact, the White House actually went into a big talk. Joe Biden himself and Janet Yellen, which is the Secretary of Finance, Secretary of Treasury, actually came out and just said that no, we are not in a recession. We're not in a recession. And there are a lot of people who actually culpate that no, but the GDP went 2 quarters to negative. All this you all don't need to know. Basically, Mr. Lu agreed. I don't think the US is in a recession. Okay, huge. I was in Europe, and Europe is filled with American travelers. That's not a sign. A lot of American tourists, everywhere is American, and you can tell Americans that they have a unique accent, right? Okay, they're not like our Singaporean accent. They're unique accent. One year I know American. So many American tourists. Does it look like a recession if you have so many tourists? Can't be, right? So therefore, yes, Chun Yao, that is the fear, right? Given strong job numbers, there's a fear that the Fed will increase high interest rate and negative economy. I'll address that, and in fact, this is one of my main thrusts. Okay, so therefore, okay, let me tell you how much more employment was there. They polled the economists, and the consensus was that the job market is expected to increase by 258,000 in US. But no, it increased by more than 500,000. More than 500,000. That's doubling estimates. How can the economists get it so wrong, right? How the economists get it so wrong? So one of the big, huge growth, and it's happening also in Singapore, it's happening in Europe, it's happening in US. Which sector is hiring people like crazy right now? Anybody make a guess? Which sector is hiring people like crazy right now and still cannot find staff? Okay, I want to see some good guess. Which sector is hiring a hell of people right now? Okay, is the service sector? Yes. Restaurant? No. Not well. Less F&B? Yes. IT? Not necessary. Tech? Not necessary. Yes. Hospitality and travel. Hospitality and travel are hiring crazy. When I sat in a plane, I like to kepo and ask the air steward and the air stewardess, hey, where, why the plane so packed? Can you all just add plane or not? They can't. You know why? They have planes. Planes is the easiest. They cannot find air steward, air stewardess, service crew, airport crew. Have you seen the YouTube news? How much luggages are being accumulated in a freaking Heathrow airport? It's like maybe a few football fields, that kind of size, luggages all lying around. They have to stop people from traveling. Why? Because they got not enough staff. And there's a huge pickup of travelers. All the Ang Mohs are traveling like crazy. Thank God the Chinese are not traveling. If the Chinese are traveling, we're dead. Whole world overrun. Yes. Yeah, you see, I work in a business that supports the hospitality industry. That's what Desmond says. Most hotels in Singapore cannot open 100% of room due to not enough housekeeping staff. Exactly the same problem in airline, hospitality, and all these things right now. They are hiring people like crazy, but the problem is that it's during the pandemic they fire all these people. These people TL already, right? You know what's TL, right? So they left the industry and found new jobs outside hospitality. Now you go back to them and say, please come back again. You think they'll come back? You think they'll come back? No chance, man. I say, what if there's an outbreak of pandemic again, right? So I don't want to. No, I don't want. I don't want to come back again, right? So in short, this is the situation now on the ground. There's a phenomenal hiring of people in the service industry, and they cannot find enough. And as a result, they have to push up wages. And by the way, this is a stock market implication. That's why I'm talking about it. They have to push up wages and hire more people. Okay. What's TL? Okay. It's a Hokkien vulgarity with excuse me. Okay. So therefore, this is what everybody is now worried about. Okay, this is now people worried about the way the employments are increasing. The employments are increasing phenomenally. As a result, wages are increasing phenomenally. Wages are increasing not phenomenally. Sorry, wages are increasing in order to bid. They have to bid higher to get the best stuff, right? The fear right now is this. Okay, in fact, yesterday when the announcement of the job statistics are out, guess what happened? The stock market actually went down. How? Then people actually write to me, Mr. Lu, how can it be? Job market go up by so much, we don't have a recession, and then the stock market went down a bit. How can that be? Why is it so? Okay, this is because when there is a exceptional job market increase, there is a fear that it signals to Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve that, hey, the job market is overheated. This may represent the whole economy still remaining red hot and inflation is a problem. Therefore, you must increase your interest rates. Okay, so the fear is now. So actually, if you take a look at it, the government, okay, of US and the stock market is not fearful of a recession. The stock market is fearful of an inflation. That's very interesting, right? The stock market is fearful of inflation. Okay. Yep. So therefore, actually, in some sense, if we have a kind of mild recession, it's not so bad, right? But now we have a strong signal that we now have a we now potentially have an inflationary environment. Okay, so because actually, if you read the news, actually says is that the job market added 500,000 jobs in July, beating an estimate of 258,000. The unemployment right now is at a 50-year low. 50-year low. That's remarkable, right? In US, and signal then this is now a strong signal that the high inflation is still a problem, and that's where everybody is very fearful. Wow, inflation, that means interest rate going to increase. If interest rate increase, you'll crash the stock market. That's where the problem is. So Mr. Lu is going to give an advice. He's going to give advice what I think is there going to be inflation problem in the midst of all this good job report. Okay, let's go back to now who we are not fearful of inflation. We are fearful of high interest rates, but inflation leads to interest rate, right? So that's where I'm kind of fearful. So therefore what I'm going to explain to you first is that who adjusts inflation rate. The people who adjust the inflation rate, okay, is the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is in charge of the inflation rate, okay. Strong. The Federal Reserve is in charge of the interest rate. The interest rates, okay, is the one of the few and only tool that the Federal Reserve have in moving around, okay. Now, the Federal Reserve have two main charter. The Federal Reserve is there to to ensure two things. The Federal Reserve have no problem with recession, no problem primarily with recession. The problem, the charter of the Federal Reserve, they adjust the interest rate according to two indicators. What are they? Number one, employment. Their main charter is maximum employment and price stability. Maximum employment and price stability. This is the charter. This is what they are. Your JD, your job description is meant to do. But is anti-recession one of their charter? No, it's not. Federal Reserve don't care whether it's a recession or not. They care whether people lose job or not. So I actually think that this inflation, okay, right now has a strong indication that some of the strong indication is coming down, and yet the employment is remaining high, which means that actually the Federal Reserve is doing a great job. This is exactly what we call a soft landing. Okay, a lot of people are worried whether the Federal Reserve can achieve bringing down inflation without destroying jobs, and that's a very interesting outcome. Okay, so right now, what will happen to inflation moving forward? Let me give you a prediction. Okay, this is where it really impacts the stock market. Okay, so let me give you a prediction what I think the inflation will happen. I don't know whether you have seen the news, but Ukraine and Russia have signed a deal that allow grains shipment to go out of the Red Sea. Okay, there was the Red Sea was the Black Sea, not Red Sea. The Black Sea is now mined with many sea mines, and in front of it has many Russian ships, warships blockading it. As a result, a lot of millions of tons of wheat cannot go out. Okay, they have just signed a deal that allow the wheat to go out, and I think last Thursday or Friday, I can't remember which day. Interestingly, the first shipment went out under the watch. It was a Turkey ship, I think, has actually left the port, and they have actually shipped out one whole shipment, 23,000 ton or something like that. Okay, and so therefore, with that, world food prices fell sharply in July, thanks partly to a deal between Ukraine and Russia, lifting a sea blockade that stopped Ukraine grain shipment. Okay, and that's important. You know how much pressure went out. a lot of world leaders, they are totally neutral, okay, totally neutral, including, and I gotta give thanks to Jokovic. He's one of the presidents that went to visit Russia and Ukraine and just help to broker this kind of deal to let shipment go out, and that's pretty amazing. The Turkey president, I can't remember his name, I cannot pronounce his name, it's something like Ian, okay, also helped to bring this out. So therefore, all these are very positive moves on the. So as a result, wheat prices, okay, wheat prices which spiked tremendously during the war has now came down. It haven't came down to pre-war level, but it has came down tremendously. Okay, yes, Idogan. Yes, I cannot pronounce his name. Okay, yes. So therefore, wheat prices that came down tremendously. The next thing I'll talk about is oil prices. Okay, oil prices. I don't know what's the Singapore oil price right now. Can someone please tell me what's the Singapore petrol right now for 95 or 97, 98 and things like that? But the oil prices has hit the lowest since the Ukraine war. In fact, the oil prices, the crude oil prices, have even recovered back to the pre-war level. In February, as war started, the per barrel right now has dropped to below $90, and that's actually below pre-war level, which means the oil prices have recovered already. Okay, and that's very positive, right? That's very positive. Okay, so therefore, this is a very positive sign that prices are coming down tremendously. Okay, palm oil prices has collapsed. Collapse is the word. Okay, is even lower than pre-war level. No, it went up. This is the war level. It went up and is now so low, and poor palm oil growers and exporters from Malaysia has actually suffered quite a lot. Now it's 294. Wow. Okay. I got a feeling it should come down lower. I suspect there's some profiteering by a local oil petrol company. You all believe that? Yeah. So I think Charlie is 293 today. Okay. I think there's some profiteering there. Okay. So Alex, you said $3 at the pump. Alex, you pump 98 petrol. Okay. I think that's why. 95 is at 293. Okay. So palm oil has gone down. Okay. Latin America soya bean prices have returned back to pre-war level. So all these news are coming out again and again and again. Okay. It's clear until cannot clear to me that all the prices, okay, for commodities are coming down, and this has spillover effect in non-oil prices as well. Okay, so therefore, you may not have seen it, but many of the goods manufacturers are experiencing increase in inventory as well. So, and there are a lot of the high-tech companies are actually announcing retrenchment and things like that. Fortunately, as they announce the retrenchment here in the service sector and hospitality sector, hospitality sector are hiring like crazy, so we don't have retrenchment problem. Josh Tan lose big investment in oil palm. Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Yep. So that's why I don't touch all these things. People like us, just simple investors like us, I just do S&P 500 and Nasdaq. It's more than enough, okay? So science, it is clear until cannot clear to me that inflation will be reduced if we wait slightly long enough. I don't even think we need to be too long, okay? So science mean, okay, there's a lot of questions. I'll answer some of them. The China-Taiwan relationship, I will answer this question at the end of my talk. Please give me a while. For those people who come on YouTube, please remember to give a like. For those who come on Facebook, okay, remember to follow me on to type 1M65YT+1. Go to my YouTube channel and hit subscribe there, because moving forward, I will talk less on Facebook about finance, because I will return back be her shopping channel. Okay, yes. So it's clear until cannot clear to me, and it's not just to me, but it's clear until cannot clear to many investors right now in this whole stock market, that inflation is showing very strong, a lot of signs of recovery, and the stock market will recover. Okay, will recover. This is Mr. Lu's prediction. Will recover. And the stock market has already recovered quite a lot. The S&P 500 has went up by about 8%, and the Nasdaq has went up by about 11.5%. That's quite a lot within a short while, right? So we're seeing some strong recovery so far, okay? So we are all in predicting whether next Wednesday there is a CPI report that's coming out, inflation report is coming out. Would it be lower? Okay, we don't know, but to me, it's clear it will soon be lower. Okay, soon be lower. Mr. Lu, yesterday, Tesla quarter shareholder meeting, Elon Musk also said that he see thousands of their suppliers' prices also falling. Exactly what you said a few weeks back. Wow, that's cool, right? Okay, so and it's not that Mr. Lu is any smarter or things like that. Okay, I just maybe I'm a bit more wu-eng. I just watch a hell lot of YouTube videos, read a lot of news articles, see all the signals whatsoever, and it's clear to me. Okay, so and I summarize for you guys so that you all don't need to watch everybody, just watch me in that sense. Okay, so therefore the key question is, Mr. Lu, will the stock market recover back to where it was? Okay. So is it a question of will the stock market recover back to where it was before the crash? The answer is this. Okay. Oh, Shailene just went to pump just now. No wonder you know. The answer is this. Hear me out. Read my lips. The stock market for sure will recover back. For sure will recover back to where it was. Okay, but it's not a question of will, it's a question of when. Okay, it's a question of when will it recover. For sure you recover. Okay, for sure recover. And simply because the prices are all now coming down, let me repeat what I said before. Okay, what I said before. Wow. There are 800 over of you in YouTube. There are only 370. Please, everybody give a like. Don't be stingy with the like, please. Okay. I'll just say this with a level of conviction. Okay, a strong level of conviction. The stock market is bound to recover because the main reason why it crashed was because of inflation. And what was the cause of inflation, ladies and gentlemen, was 80-90% of the cost of inflation was not the war, was not China lockdown whatsoever, was because the Federal Reserve was printing money like crazy. In the past, printing of money actually takes effort, you know. Printing of money actually need to have paper, have ink, have people, you know, machine operating to print money, and then take chunk of money, bring it out and give and give and give. Now printing of money is just computerized. I add 1 0, I add 2 0, 3 0, everything just go up, pop, 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 pop. So easy to print money right now, right? So therefore, it is not so, and that part of the process is now cut off already. And now they are what we call quantitative tightening, which is what is economists call contractionary monetary policy. So they are holding back already. It's clear to me that inflation will come down. The signs are strong. The market will recover. It's not a question of will, it's a question of when. Okay? I cannot tell you when, unfortunately. I cannot tell you when the stock market will recover. Is it this year? Is it next year? I'll give you someone else's estimate. I want to give you my estimate because I could be wrong. Okay? So I would just say this, okay? The stock market will surely recover. The S&P 500 crashed from a high about 4,800 points to where it is now. It was at a low of 3,800 points or something like that. I can't remember what's the number. And then it went up to now about 4,100 points. People are now saying that you recover back to 4,800 points. Now, who is that who say that? Okay, so, okay. There's this guy called Tom Lee. I actually follow a lot of his talk. Tom Lee. He's a very famous managing partner and head of research in this company called Fundstrat Global Advisor. I don't know how many of you actually seen it, okay? So he actually says that the stock market could surge 18% to new highs by end of this year, as the bear market of this year will be over. He say, not Mr. Lu say. Mr. Lu cannot tell because I'm not full-time to this. I got to help Lee sell handbag. I got to manage my digital media company. I got to take care of quite a few companies, and I've run a big data business, and walao, can die, okay? So I got no time to go and analyze to death micro estimates and things like that, run regression and blah blah blah. But this guy is 探价 one. He actually believes that by end of the year, the whole stock market will recover and hit a new high. He say, not I say. But I can say with a strong conviction that I believe that the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq will recover for sure. I cannot say when. I think, but I'm very sure the market will go in the recovery mode. Okay? Yes. So therefore, 4,800 points is something that Tom Lee believes that we're sure to hit. Now, if that happens, Mr. Lu have quite a lot of investment. You all know that, right? Okay, Mr. Lu will be a much happier person. Okay, well, not everybody believes in it, but you choose to believe what you believe. Okay, yeah. So therefore, to wrap up this part, and before I talk about CPF, okay, to wrap up this part, let me state it with a strong level of conviction that there is not going to be a recession. Okay, I'm pretty confident, barring new shocks that come in. Scarly monkeypox become airborne, respiratory, and that's quite serious, right? So unlikely to have a recession in US, and therefore I also don't think that Singapore will have a recession. Okay, will our economic numbers go down this year? There may be some compared to last year, yes. So the second thing is that the stock market is largely driven by the fear of inflation. There could be some volatility because of the job market numbers, but all the price indicators in the commodity market are coming down fast and furious. And therefore, I will say this with a level of conviction that I think the stock market, okay, I think the stock market will continue its recovery trajectory, okay? So therefore, I believe that the whole market will recover. I cannot say when, but I say it will. And Tom Lee from Fundstrat actually said that it is he believes that he will be by end of this year. Okay, so I hope that brings a good summary of where we think the market is heading. I already whacked down $700 over $1,000 of dry powder into the stock market. I left with 250,000, which got robbed. I told you many times I got robbed my wife. So I'm gonna watch the market closely. If it's softened by some other things that I think is a misread of the stock market. Last Friday, which is yesterday, I think the whole market misreading the the signals. Okay, so but unfortunately it didn't go down much, so I didn't go in. But if there's going to be another misread of the stock market signal and the market go into a frenzy in the downside, then I'll unload the rest of my dry powder by robbing my wife. Okay, so I hope this part you understand. I'm going to go to the CPF part. Anyone have any question? I'll answer in a short while, okay? Just one slide, and this is a very emotional topic in Singaporean. There is an increase in opposition party members, of which one of them was my ex-boss, okay? James Lim says that, strengthening the Singapore dollar, raise CPF interest rate temporarily will address the cost of living, okay? And Lee Hsien Yang agrees with ex-GIC chief economist, say the higher CPF interest rate will help resolve inadequate saving retirement problem and things like that, okay? So, it's very easy to say increase interest rate, okay? Angeline, to go in my YouTube channel, you type 1M65YT plus 1. 1M65YT plus 1. 1M65 is a movement, YT stands for YouTube. Okay, plus 1. Okay, so let's go back again. The CPF interest rates, okay, is now at 2.5% for ordinary account and 4 to 6% for special account. If you want to increase interest rates, okay, it's just because the current interest rate environment now is very high, then the converse must be true, right? When the interest rate goes down, and it will go down, then your CPF interest rate must go down as well. You cannot say, oh, only when only when the market interest rate go up, and then I must increase. But if it goes down, no, don't touch my interest rate for CPF. The CPF interest rate must, interest rate must stay where it is. CLS, rubbish, right? So if you go and push the government to say that when market interest rate go up, therefore you increase my interest rate, then if the government will then set a formula and say that, okay, when we'll pack it to market interest rate, then there is a very good chance that when the market interest rate collapse, and it will, what will happen? The CPF interest rate go down. It's go siao eh. I mean, you have a freaking brain, right? Are they stupid or what? Okay? It's very easy to say, oh, increase interest rate, that kind of thing, right? So I beg for some freaking brains, and a lot of these are, very smart people, okay? Yeah, my ex-boss don't need CPF. You're right. Okay, but he's a nice guy, okay? I'm talking about Lee Hsien Yang. I don't think he was coming from the angle of that because the market interest rate has gone up, therefore the CPF interest rate gone up. He was just trying to say that, oh, people who are old has inadequate CPF interest rate, therefore it must increase. Okay, that's common sense. But don't ask for an increase in CPF interest rate just because the market interest rate have gone up. That formula of pegging to market interest rate will kill our wonderful 4% and 2.5%, So please, for those, very smart people, I don't understand what's wrong with these people. Some of them have PhD and things like that, I don't have a PhD, and I also know that, yeah, okay. Yes, so I urge some common sense in this, okay? Yes. Yeah, so there's a lot of call for increase in interest rate, right? So, yeah. Okay, so therefore, please, don't get emotional over this temporary increase in market interest rate. Be careful of what you ask for. That's what I'm saying. If you ask for higher interest rates right now because the market interest is high, the converse will happen and you will get hit. Yeah, right. So don't be a idiot. Yes, okay. All right, good. Okay. So with this, I hope you understand. I don't want to address this topic. Yeah, you backfire. You're right. Okay. Okay. So, all right, good. Okay. So with this, let me take the time to answer some questions, shall we? Okay. Maybe we'll take 10 minutes or so. Yeah, there are people are opposing for sake of opposing. Yeah, okay. All right, let's take some questions. Mr. Lu, will you continue to buy more S&P fund and Nasdaq since the market has gone by 8%? If the market reads some signals that are a bit clearer, if the market has some softening, I will go in again, okay? And I'll read the macroeconomic signal as well. So I promised myself I will try to unload $1 in this market. I haven't reached there yet. So, but if the market chong, then I miss it. That's life. Okay. But if the market does soften, and if there is a misread of the market, and markets often misread some of these signals, like what happened, and that's why I went in quite a lot of money, and then I'll go in. Okay. What is Market Burry's prediction of a stock market crash based on anybody? Michael Burry has recently predicted a stock market rise, and he's a classic case of a market bear, but he actually predicted a market rise. Okay, now there's a lot of people now asking about China, Taiwan, US relationship. Will it cause a problem? I have one video just done a few days ago on it. I will just say this, okay? I think that First of all, I just want to say this very clearly. That US is very capable, Okay, they have nothing to do. They shouldn't have go and interfere with whatever is happening between China and Taiwan. But by then going there and provoke things makes things unstable. Yeah, right. It's absolutely zero upside and a lot of downside. Okay, if you go and ask the Taiwanese, they don't want this. They don't want this. I asked some Taiwanese friend, and they use some bad words on their own president, the lead president, right? And say that this is unnecessary provoking. Yeah, and you know, if there's an event of a war, it's very clear right now to the Chinese that the US will not send troops. They may send weapons and equipment. They will not send troops. The poor Taiwanese gonna fight it out themselves, right? So therefore, it is a freaking waste of everybody's effort and time by visiting them. Yeah, the only beneficiary of this are the US, not Taiwanese, not the Chinese as well. Okay, yeah. So now, Mr. Lu, where can we see a video? On my YouTube channel. I already given a talk there already. Okay. But however, right now what happened is that this is Taiwan. Okay, the Chinese have now more or less set up a big naval live firing drill around them, more like a blockade right now, and want every father, mother, son airline company don't fly a plane over. That's as good as a blockade. It's almost siege the whole country already. And they say it's a drill and they'll do it for a few days. So therefore, no, Taiwan is not part of NATO. Okay, NATO will not help. Trust me, you'll be like another Ukraine. Okay, that's my take. So I don't think that the Chinese want to escalate this. Neither do I think the Taiwanese want to escalate this. The Americans like to poke some fire, but unlikely to happen. So I think there'll be sanity on all sides. So this thing will possibly cause some turbulence. But looking at what the China has reacted over the last few days, I don't think they want to escalate in the war. If there's no war, then this thing will die down eventually. Then the stock market will not have a impact. Okay, that's my take. Next question, please. Mr. Lu, how long do you think this increased rate cycle will last? It seems that it may be over soon, then it seems to cut again. I think there is a lot of talks right now. From what I gather, is that by the end of 2023, the interest rate will fall. Okay, so I think if what all the analysts say is correct, then we'll see the interest rate will eventually fall next year. Okay, next year. But that's what people say. Yeah. Okay. Any thoughts on US bonds? Is it a good time to buy now? Bonds is very difficult to predict. I have some US bonds. It's last few days it went down quite a bit. So I wouldn't think that you want to buy bonds because you want to predict bond movement. You buy bonds is because you want to use it as a hedge against the stock market movement. Okay, that's my take. Mr. Lu, how do you sorry, I missed that. Mr. Lu, how do you invest during the bull run? Just DCA or save, accumulate, power drive, power wave, or crash? If you notice, I don't invest in bull run. I invest during bears. I invest big time during bears. Okay, I really demonstrated how much I invest during bears really. Is there a chance of a fake bull run? Yes, of course. There's a chance that that this bull run will vaporize. But however, I'm reading the signal that I tend to believe that this is a more a real recovery than a fake recovery. But that's my opinion. You don't believe? What's my take? Oh gosh, what's my take on ARK Invest funds right now? ARK Invest funds is heavily on tech. If the interest rate will go down, there's a good chance ARK Invest will go up. But I don't invest in it. I think ARK Invest has a very strong correlationship with the Nasdaq. So if I use the Nasdaq as a position, I think ARK Invest funds will possibly go up. When will you share your portfolio rebalancing tips? It's a bit complicated. I'm still asking myself, is this ARK too complicated for the average investor? If it is, then I don't want to share. In case people do it wrongly, they lose money. So I haven't decided on that. Chunyao on both sides. Okay, Chun Yao said Fed will hike and hold interest rate, but cutting too early will won't the effort of removing inflation expectation be wasted. You're absolutely right. So I don't think in the short run, I'm talking about more than half a year or more than that, or maybe even 3/4 of a year, I don't think the interest rate will cut. They will whack and kill inflation rate, nail the coffin on the head, and nail until the whole thing is over. Um, Okay, what's your take on VIX? VIX is just to me an indicator of volatility. I don't think I want to invest in it. I think VIX, just spike up and down and just based on market fears and things like that. When do you organize a talk in Singapore? I'm still working on it. I have a talk as arranged in September 12 or something like that. Already arranged, but they didn't invite. I don't mind organizing a physical talk. I never organized before. I don't mind organizing a physical talk. Are you interested to attend? I always ask people to organize for me. But if you are interested to attend, maybe I should organize a big meetup of everybody from my 1865 and Premium Mall community. And then I can share some of the things in person. If you are interested, they say yes, I'll organize. Okay? Yep. Okay, are you interested? Okay. Have you bought semiconductor stock? I don't invest in individual stocks. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay, some people say yes. September 12 in Singapore, yes. But I don't think they allow many people to attend, Yeah, they only allow some people to attend. Yes. Okay. Okay, I've never organized a physical talk before. I've taught in many physical talks, but everyone is organized by other people. Investment talk and handbag sale event. That would be funny. Me will slit my throat if I were to ask her to do some of these things. Okay. Okay, looks like everybody wants to attend. Okay, I will try to do it. Okay. Chun Yao say yes also. Okay, I'll try to do that. Okay. I now can have more than anybody know what's the rules right now? How many people? What's the number to attend? Is it someone said 500? I don't know. Okay. If physical talk, we need to pay for venue. We save our cash for stock. Virtual is like that already. Virtual talk now is virtual talk already. Right? And then I'll get Kate Lu to sing. Yes. Oh, less than 500 people. Okay. 500 vaccinated people. Wow, that's what. You know what I'll do? I'll ask some volunteers to organize this. Church has no restriction now. I don't know. Mr. Lu just asking, you have mentioned you fire shots only during bear market. Does that mean before this year, last shot were fired during the 2020 COVID crash and no shots were fired last year? You're absolutely right. I only fired during 2020, the last one. Okay? And before that, 2015. Didn't fire, don't recall firing any. Is there a limit even? There's no one checking. Okay? Keep cash to buy low, but you'll be screwed. Okay? Wait, church no restriction. Okay? But I'm not running church service. But if you all want, I can open the service with a prayer. Maybe that will make it look like a church service. Is buying a Chanel bag a good investment? Haha. Susan, the answer is no, it's not. Someone say, oh, but you buy a Chanel bag, the prices will increase. That's absolute rubbish. The minute you buy a Chanel bag, you used it, the value goes down. Yeah. Okay. Even the new bags increase, your Chanel bag will go down in value. Yes. Oh yeah, I bought a ticket for concert. How many people can attend? Okay, so okay. Is buying some gold a good idea? Gold is only to preserve purchasing power, so I don't think so. Not in this. Yeah. Okay. Where do you put cash when you don't invest in a bond? I just put in the bank. Okay, I don't even put in fixed deposit. It's like buying a new car. Lose money the minute you stick your key in. You're absolutely right. Okay. You say it's a matter of when will the stock market recover, but not whether it will. Can we conclude that there's absolutely no chance that we have a 1970 kind of prolonged inflation and economic recession? Everything is possible in life. I cannot say there's no chance, right? Because there is a chance of unknown. But based on what we already known so far, I don't think that's going to happen, the 1970. But could new development happen that cause that kind of stagflation? Yes, but I cannot predict that will happen. Okay. What about Rolex? Rolex is the same thing. The minute you wear it, the value goes down. Okay. Yes. Mr. Lu, just wondering, how do you manage to juggle so many things on a plate? Is it time management? I managed to people a lot of things, but to be frank, I need to cut down on some of these things. It's taking a toll on my life. I feel that way. Okay, yes. Mr. Lu, really want to get your take on this. Where do you see Singapore dollar as US dollar interest rate differ? Do we follow them tightly, or do you think MES is some sort of soft ceiling? No, you're talking about exchange rate or interest rate. I'm talking about exchange rate, right? Uh, I think the MAS actually have a bracket that they work upon. Okay, so they do have, and they do make announcement how they're gonna do it. Okay, so I don't think we should try to meddle with exchange rates or forex. It's very dangerous. I don't. Okay, will you try to pay off property or invest? I don't think we need to pay off a property. I think this spike is interest rate is a temporary thing. Okay. Okay, if I didn't buy enough S&P earlier at current price, it's too late to add. Watch my earlier videos and I've explained, okay, how to make money in the stock market. My take is this: if you have a time horizon of 20, 30 years, then you buy any point in time, it's okay because it will compound, right? But I like to buy when market crashes so that I got an uplift effect, okay? I've explained that very clearly in my earlier market. Mr. Lu said time frame is in decades. Any time is a good time to buy in the long run. Yes, okay. You said invested $7,000. Is all in cash? No, I invested quite a lot of CPF this round. Okay, I actually invested quite a lot of CPF this round. No, on the 9th, September 12th is organized by Endowers. Okay. Did you see the Tiffany and Co NFT? No, I didn't. Okay, I didn't. Okay. I don't believe in buying Birkin bags for investment. I believe in buying Birkin bags to show off. Yes. Okay. If the oh well, is there a question? Okay. As index investing become more prevalent, how is it possible for everybody to make money simply by investing stocks over a long run? If everybody wins, where are the winning coming from? You tend to think of the stock market as a zero-sum game. I mean, if there are winners, there must be losers. No, in the long run, it's not like that. The stock market is a place where the winnings comes from the earnings of the company. If the company earnings rise over a long while, okay, over a long time, then the stock value will go up. Okay, that's how you see it. In the short run, in 1 or 2 days, if I win, you lose. That's possible. It's not. That's a zero sum in short run. That's where I said always invest in decades, not in a short time frame. Okay, is putting in a bank better than buying property? Of course, putting money in bank is a silly idea. Yeah. Okay, it's a silly idea. So how do you know when is the lowest of what? Okay, lowest of what? Sorry, I don't understand your question. Okay, wait, I'm trying to. Albert Hunt, I took econs as A levels in JC, then drop course, don't understand. But when you go to university, bo pian, need to take fail 2, pass, and third try, or fail twice and pass on the third try. Thanks for making me understand so much about economics during your YouTube videos. Because your professors are too cheap. I'm a street level economist, yes. Do I believe in the utilities of cryptocurrency in future? The answer is no, I don't believe in cryptocurrency, but I believe in blockchain, the technology behind cryptocurrency. But that said, I don't understand enough of crypto, so my understanding could be wrong, okay? NFT depends what's it used for. I think there's some value there, but it's hard to say at this point in time. But most people right now are speculating. When is the lowest point of the bear? You must watch all my videos over the last 1 month to follow exactly my analysis. From 1 month ago, before the whole bear even happened, I was building up the story when the low point is coming. And as I invest and invest along the way, then you'll see the whole story, how I think is the lowest point of the, when is the lowest point of the bear, okay? I've analyzed it. There's a lot of thousands of people have watched it already, maybe even tens of thousands of people have watched that. So it's very, very open and transparent, okay? In short, if I'm right so far, okay, I've caught exactly at the lowest point of the bear, okay? Exactly at the lowest point of the bear, okay? With my money. Mr. Lu, I just came in. Can I check the recent bonds released by government? Is it worth getting? Yes, it is. Okay, it's very, very good. Okay, Mr. Lu, how about Vanguard ETF? Vanguard ETF for what? S&P 500 for what? The Vanguard ETF, I do have tens or hundreds of different counters. Okay, Web 3.0, what's your thought? Don't understand enough of it, you know, so very difficult for me to give a prediction. Yep. Mr. Lu, do you have a cash stash sitting on the side all the time, so when the market crash, you can fire these shots? Yes, of course. I accumulate a lot in non-crash time. What's the opposite of a market crash? A market crash normally in bad times, right? In good times is where economy rise, right? Therefore, by definition, those are the best time to make money. I make money through investment, through work, through whatever. I accumulate a lot those times, so that when the negative times comes, you know, I whack into it, and I just keep it in a bank now. Yeah, okay. What's your take on investing in major China company like Baba that's hammered? Chinese investments are very dangerous. Could it be possible that in 2 months' time, 6 months' time, 1 year, Alibaba will shoot up and recover? Of course, it's possible, but I cannot predict. I have no idea. I have no basis, you know, and therefore, and I also cannot tell which company is reporting real figures, which company reporting fake figures. The Chinese love to report 假账, so therefore I prefer not to touch it. Can I sleep? Can I make a lot of money? Yes, but I won't sleep well. What's the point? Yeah, okay. What's the best way to convert USD to invest? I think there's some forex banks that does that very well. You know, just go and check. Unfortunately I use a Standard Chartered. I really don't know. Mr. Lu can share in the next video on the prospect of upcoming Singapore sovereign green bonds. No, I can't, because I have no freaking idea what them. This kind of, yeah, I'm not that keen in this kind of thing. Okay, no passion in this kind of thing, so I don't quite want to research. Yeah, green bonds, all this, I'm not interested. Too small return. It's like, no, not interested, not interesting to me. Okay, what about Tesla? Is it worth buying? I have some Tesla stock which I bought by mistake and it's making a lot of money, but I cannot gauge. That's why I say again, categorically clear, please do not invest in individual stock. It's very dangerous. There's lethality risk, you know. You can go to 0-1, you know, or become a walking zombie. You know, today it look very good. I based on what to judge. How do you can predict the future? But when I buy a whole index, it's a lot safer, right? So that's why I do that. I also want to learn from Web 3.0, waiting for the coaches. I'm the wrong person to teach, Berlin, okay? Is it better to buy S&P 500 or ETF with global stock? I think you can buy both. You don't need to choose one. I think you can buy both. My friend bought the wrong Birkin for a $3,000 trap. Cannot find a buyer. You see a lot of people, you know, recently there's a fraud case, there's a scam case. A lot of people lost $32 million. A lot of people bought a lot of Rolex through these two, one Chinese converted to Singaporean and one Thai lady. You heard about the case? If yes, say yes, yes, yes. A lot of people bought watches, a lot of people bought, some people bought bikes, whatever. They didn't buy the watches because they want to buy the watch to keep. They buy the watch because they want to flip. They want to make money out of it. Don't buy those things because you want to make money out of it. Okay? It's an opportunistic. No, you're not making it as a business. Right? You do it because there's a level of dangerous greed in it, and it's very, very dangerous, and exactly what happens. Yep. Yes, they flat, and that's the problem. $32 million. You know how much is $32 million on? It's a hell of money. It's a hell of money, you know. Yeah. I would just say this categorically clear. When someone say I can sell you this Birkin, I got a nice Birkin or whatever. Me and B has never bought one Birkin in our life. And we've visited Hermes don't know how many times. We're never successful in buying one Birkin. Okay? Yeah, pretty foolish, yes. Okay, cool. A lot of people start doing ESG. What's your thought? not familiar with it, so I can't. Do you realize that in order to be good in investment, you don't need to make money from investment, you don't need to be good in every investment? Yeah, you don't need to. Do you know that you can make money in CPF without understanding everything in CPF? You don't need to, right? You just need to know enough to make the money from it, right? Why do you need to know everything about it? Yeah. Okay. What if your time investment horizon is short, and what's the best to invest? Don't invest. Don't invest if your time horizon is short. Okay, it's too dangerous. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Can you comment on semicon will it recover faster than Nasdaq? I can't tell. In fact, I just dropped a note to one of my friend who is in the IT industry, who is a buyer of semicon. Even him can't predict exactly, So I can't tell. Again, right? We want to be, in order to make money from stock market. I hope you know by now that Mr. Lu actually don't know many things. I just need to know a few things that makes money, and that's enough for us, right? That's good enough. Okay, so don't try to be to be a master of everything. It's not possible, please. Yes. Please share the CPF investment. I want to go into it soon. What do you mean by please share the CPF investment? I've been sharing, watch all my YouTube videos, all there. Yeah. It's like going for exam but doesn't know everything. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know one thing. You need to know that very, very well. Okay? Yeah, I just know the CPF, how to make money from it. I know the S&P 5 and Nasdaq. 够了. You don't need so many things for what? Okay? Yes. What's the take on China EV stocks? China stock like don't touch with a 10-foot pole. Okay, too dangerous. No, all right, cool. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I like Mr. Lu straight for answer. Don't invest. Yes, right. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, great. Okay, so thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. There's over 1,000 of you. I hope you all have a good weekend. Tomorrow, if I have time, I'll definitely do the talk. Okay, I will be doing a talk on this very controversial topic called FIRE, F-I-R-E, and it will be inflammatory. Okay, because I'm a big disbeliever of it. I've been interviewed recently by the press, and I think an article is coming out around National Day time. They will quote me, and I say that the 1865 movement is superficially the same and fundamentally different from the FIRE movement. I'll be very provocative, I'll be very fiery, inflammatory, but I'll be respectful. Okay, cool. So yes, everybody, please remember, give a like. Thanks for everybody. I hope you have a great night. Okay, have a great night, and I hope you find this talk useful, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, cool. I didn't get the slides. It's not there. It's here. Slides plus one. If not, you go to my YouTube channel and download from there. Okay, it's also there. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Good night. Chun Yao, good night to you. Long time no see. Yes. Susan, good night to you. Charlene, good night to you too. Okay. Charlene, good night to you. And Charlene, we are gossiping a lot about you. You are an expert in beauty products. Okay. Yes. Eileen, good night to you. Susan, good night to you too. Okay. Okay. Good night, Vivian, Andrew, Kenny, Derek. Okay. Wenliang, good night to you. All right. Good. Okay. Good night to everybody. Okay. Sharon, good night to you too. Okay. Yes. Good night. Good night, Dennis. Ashton. Okay. Good night to you. Astrid, good night to you. Tai Hing, good night to you too. Judy. Okay. Violet, good night to you. Good night to everybody. Okay, so this is where we really say good night. Okay, I'm gonna off it right now. Okay, Esther, good night to everybody. Okay, on YouTube, I'm gonna say good night. Okay, all right. Good night. Okay.